I think that in Ascari, most of the time in Ascari, we actually behaved as a team. So we were being supportive of each other, etc. Which is not, but because that's not our usual selves. We are not a team. You know, I'm here to laugh out of your misery and to make fun of you, your driving, and whatever it's possible. So
lessons about friendship by Gabriele Piana.
And the whole Nürburgring scene, for that matter, is taking itself so seriously.
And we don't like it. You can take whatever the fuck you have,
take it
and go out and drive it. We are here to celebrate.
What are we celebrating?
What are we celebrating?
We are alive, we are back from Spain. We did it. You did it. Everyone did it.
But actually,
you did it.
But most people didn't believe it. Most people didn't.
You didn't break the car.
Yeah, well, fair enough. But I never.
You
break.
were fast.
I never break cars.
Always fast.
You were
but
faster.
I have a lot of clips.
Fastest.
I have a lot of clips from different people that I was taking with my phone, asking like, do you think the car will last for 24 hours? And I have to say that 90% of them were negative.
And you were wrong.
You were wrong. But fair enough. To be fair, the car had a substantial gearbox leak.
No.
20 minutes into the race. So the fact that we finished is.
But this is literally the only problem.
But this is quite true. The only problem was one that could potentially be crucial. There is literally a part, I think, in the video that you're gonna see, or maybe it's not in that video, but it's in the final video, that Serxio is saying, I have a gearbox coming from Madrid. I sort of believe that we would need a gearbox or something.
There was a gearbox in the trunk in Madrid, ready to
come,
and I was ready to do a gearbox change. So that was the scenario, like at what?
At whatever time. At whatever time, in the middle of the night.
Yeah.
You won. All you people that you supported the Kickstarter and you wrote these positive comments and you said, go guys, let's do it and stop being negative and you can actually do it. You were all correct. You were all correct.
When we were down on power, which was quite a couple of times.
Man, all this talking.
People was there.
This is not how you celebrate a win. This is a win.
Some tips.
What I mean is that finishing is a win. We actually were 15th.
But
for all you that asked.
But I have to specify that we were 15th not because we were lacking in pace, but because we.
Let's stop the
discussion about times. All you that you want to know times, it's wrong.
You only have one shot at
this. Some pain.
You only have one shot at this.
There is only one take.
There is only one take. We should.
Serxio? No.
I want.
No, you clean, huh?
I don't clean anything. Hey, let's do.
Hey!
I like this, huh? I like this.
Motherfucker.
Hey, what?
This happens only once, motherfuckers.
It happens only.
Hey! This is for you at home. We would really love to share this with you. We are not really joking. Fuck.
This is not a shot, Kostas.
You wanted to do a proper mess, huh? Okay.
All small glasses are shots.
This is not a shot. Is it a shot? It is a shot.
Let's get back to the video.
Of course, I am very sorry that I could not be there for the whole thing.
Stop. You don't actually know, but Gab had to go back in Germany and race at the ring.
Yes, so I had other commitments, so I really was actually difficult to find the planes to actually make it happen. So at the beginning we thought I would not be able to go at all.
But that was impossible.
We had to find a solution. So we were very tight, and I only had time to do 3 hours at the beginning, and that's it. And then I had to leave straight for the airport, otherwise I would lose the plane.
Like, literally, he came out of the car at some point and I said, why is he stopping? The car doesn't need fuel, why? And he told me, I leave you the car here, I have to go to the airport. And I'm like, who's driving next?
That's the point.
And many of you said, no, it's a big mistake, you should not put Gabriel first, he will break it, he will do this, that.
He actually did it. There was a big leak coming from the gearbox.
Fuck you.
After he drove.
Fuck off.
No. I will not allow this story to go down like this. I will not allow this. This is a time that Gabriele Piana surprised us, and he was a fucking gentleman. He went in the car, he drove fast, but respectful, he didn't break anything.
He told us
he was amazing.
What we needed to know, what we needed to do or not to do. He put the car in 5th position.
It was very.
He started 12th, he put it in 5th,
and he left the car.
He set a pace. He said, "Guys, you can drive around 3 minutes very safely. This is very good. This is what you should do."
Only for us to sync it.
Which is not even true because the pace was there.
So as I was saying, I could only really do the beginning, the 3 hours at the beginning, and then I had to fly off. So I really treated the car like it was made out of glass. I was really afraid.
It's very tricky.
I was really afraid that maybe the car would not break down on me necessarily, but maybe it would develop a problem later on and would break down 3 hours later. And I really didn't want that to happen. So this is why I drove very slowly. I almost did not use the brakes.
Guys, I don't know if you understood, he drove very slowly.
Yes.
Slowly.
Yes.
He said it a couple of times. Do you know why he said that? Because he was faster.
But this is irrelevant.
Very slowly. It is irrelevant, very slowly.
For me, okay, it was not cool because I could only stay 3 hours and I didn't enjoy the whole party or the I didn't have the satisfaction of
we
getting
can celebrate
the
actually all together. This is the first time that we're all together.
I couldn't celebrate there, and this was really sad. But Serxio and Kostas had to drive all the way there, which
that was a race by itself.
Which is 20 hours. They spent 50 hours in a van trailing.
It was actually more difficult traveling down to Spain and returning in the very short schedule that we had.
They're doing the
actual race.
But you have to understand that the resources were super limited. We had what was the cheapest, worst car in the field.
We had the cheapest and the slowest.
The least powerful. We have never
probably
done
the least experienced driver.
Most of the drivers have never seen a track. Most of them have never raced at all ever in their life.
I actually went on track in the middle of the night without ever seeing Ascari or driven the track. I literally went into the race in the middle of the night, like 6, 8, 7
next
hours.
to you in the next pit box, you have a car with triple the power with one mechanic per corner.
Doing like a pit stop, like a 7-minute dead pit stop. But it is very cool. It is very cool because out of what you are hearing, you should not hear excuses. You should actually hear that you can do much more than you think with much less.
This is what I meant.
People will normally tell you that things are impossible when they actually aren't. And
they are just difficult. So when they say
it was cool also because there was more than a couple of guys coming and saying you actually captured the whole spirit of the race and you are doing it the way it should be done.
But this is exactly eventually this is also how we started the whole RingBanana at the very beginning at the One Lapidos. So it is not impossible. It's just people are used to say something is impossible when it's just a little bit harder than sitting down on a couch and staying home. Then they say, oh, I cannot do it, therefore it's impossible. It's not true. You can do much more, and you don't need a lot. This is the key. Eventually, an event like this turns out to be
it is very
expensive. Okay, so you cannot do it on 500 euros, but you don't need 30,000 or 20,000 or 15,000. None of that. I don't think we spent 10,000 either.
We spent
all in, including the car and the preparation.
We're gonna give you a complete cost breakdown because this is the whole thing. There is complete transparency in what we do. We don't actually try to promote anything, or we're not trying to pretend that this is something cheap or either expensive. So we're gonna give you a complete cost breakdown so you can actually see what it costed. You're gonna see where we actually were wrong because we had a very good idea what would be the cost. Serxio had friends that have done it before, so we had some information. It wasn't like into the dark, but still. There was other things that actually costed more and actually
the car was much worse than
the car traveling there was a very high cost.
Yes.
Preparing the right car was at the end not that relevant. Our car was much worse than all the other cars in the field, but that wasn't important.
It didn't make a difference.
Yeah. And because we always talk about the people saying you cannot do this and that, there was a ton of love, huh?
Yeah, a lot of people.
Because there was a lot of negativity in the beginning as well, but then. Among this negativity, you find a lot of people that is supporting you all from the start. And normally, when you are down, you just tend to look at the bad side. When there is actually people there pushing with you from the beginning till the end.
But
before, after,
and a lot of love there from the people racing, from
friends
there next to the boxes, people that we don't know. Yeah. The organizers were amazing.
And actually, I remember something that when I saw. So because everything One Lapidos is made by us, there is no third party involved. But when I was there, I remember that I came to Ascari and when they told me, okay, this is our pit box, and I read One Lap Heroes written by somebody else. So it's not that I put a sticker there. Yeah, right? It's not that I put the sticker there, therefore someone else typed One Lap Heroes on a computer, printed it and put it there, because this is where the guys on the One Lap Heroes are gonna come, and this is sort of, we were real.
Which of course, we were the last team to arrive, everyone had the car ready, we are there, people is looking.
People were doing test day before, etc.
Are they going to use this car? Is this the car they are gonna, like the look they were giving to the car was like.
But also we had a lot of stupid problems. Eventually, the car was ready to go on track after the beginning of the last.
We lost
practice.
the test day in Friday, and then we lost the practice, the track day in the start of the day, and then we lost even the start of the free practice. So the car was
list of problems the car had up until the moment the race started is unlimited.
And this is why you should actually see the film, because there is so much fun and agony and misery and fun and agony and misery in a complete circle. There is so much happening in the 30 days before, and there is so much happening driving down, and then the actual race is probably like 30% of the film.
Yeah,
there is so much happening before.
And then when the race is finished, you are completely empty, but at the same time,
and it's
more full than
I remember that I was obsessed with knowing if the car was still running.
You were F5 in.
Because we had, of course, there was like a group chat where we could keep in touch. But of course, when they were racing and I was traveling, I had no chance to check. And I remember that just before on the plane, like we were taxiing, they already said turn your phone off. I still had my phone on the timing.
There was an update there.
On the live timing to see if the car was lapping. And the first thing I did when the phone actually had network again is to check if the car was running. Before going to bed, I checked if the car was running. And the next day I had a race, I had to wake up at 7. Literally the first thing I checked when I woke up is if the car was running, and I could not believe it. I could not believe it.
Saying, I can't believe it.
I
will look for it.
I could not believe that the car was still running. Then of course there was the problem is that I had to do my thing, and I could not check.
The problem is that you had to drive an M235i Cup at the ring.
And I could not check. And I didn't know, because also you are focused on now, you have to focus on what you actually have to do. And after the race, I just saw phone calls, and I said, okay, we are done. There is something happened, but at that stage I was convinced, because we were saying with Serxio before we even got to Spain, either the car will break down immediately,
or it will break down 23 hours in, just to make you...
Or never. What we said is that...
Exactly, last lap.
When the race finished, the car could keep on going for 48 hours. Sometimes
but
the gear was getting better.
I think this is also because we drove it with a little bit of with a grain of salt. Because if we were
a lot of our drivers actually sacrificed their fun, seeing the clear goal that was to actually finish. So
including
me, not him.
He went out and pushed like a motherfucker.
Which is cool. I think there is too much talking, and I think you guys from home
want to see some video, some action.
Exactly. But before we show you this trailer, and I really hope that you stay up until the end of this trailer, because it is very special. This is probably the nicest video we have made in a long time. Quite a great team there that actually helped us make a very cool film. We have to thank very quickly some people, and it's not the normal thing that, like after a race you have to thank people that helped you. It's not like we have any obligation to any of the sponsors that we actually have to say their names in the video. We actually have zero obligation. All the people that helped us is because they actually believed in the project and they are enthusiasts like us.
They wanted.
Exactly. So we have to very quickly.
They actually pushed us to do it.
Exactly. I think people like Ingo from Will Motorsport is a force behind having this project actually happen. Jan at SPS saved us at the last moment when we were sure that the car is not going to be drivable. I drove the car Sunday. We had to leave normally Tuesday. I drove the car Sunday and the car was undrivable. And Jan and SPS literally came last minute. They said, cool, we're going to try to help you to make the rear bearings and make the bushings. That was a huge problem. And we didn't expect that. We actually thought the cage would be a problem. We have to thank Andrea and Thomas, the other two One Lap heroes that you are not going to see them in that video. But they were there with us. Yes. We have to thank Nankang for the tires, for sure. And RSR Nürburgring For sure,
Ron for enabling us more than anything. He might not be helping directly, but he's enabling us.
Actually, if it wasn't because of his help,
if it wasn't for Arsad Nurgul, we have actually would
nothing
never met.
would have happened, yeah.
We would never met, and you would not see any of these videos.
And you might think or give it for granted, but this is not the case. So
it is highly appreciated.
Exactly.
It is really highly appreciated. And then of course Loctite, a huge brand getting associated with us. This is very cool.
I cannot understand that.
But still, they help.
they are there.
Thanks to Javi. And
well, thanks to Avi, thanks to Joe, that
thanks to
eventually...
Joe and
that
Eric.
comes.
The whole team. They are all great people. And these people you are actually going to see in the video. The other three guys that raced together with us. But more importantly, and I actually mean it, every single person that supported the Kickstarter. You guy that you gave €5, you that you don't have enough money to buy your own lap tickets and drive your car and you still gave €20. All you people that actually took 50, 75, €100 out of your pocket to support the stupid thing that we do. 100 of you, out of all these people that view these videos and comment, 100 of you actually took your hard-earned money and you put it in our dream. You're gonna see that your actual donations are a very small part of this, so never feel bad that you actually paid for our racing. You actually just paid for us to make something cool back. But
you just contributed for to the project, and we hope that
what you're gonna get back.
Exactly, we hope that our efforts, because of course you might think that having the whole show filmed and edited and uploaded and whatever, it's easy.
No cost.
It's not. It's a cost, and there are people. There is him and of course Manos and that they came and so.
There was actually a team.
Exactly, a team of guys helping us on that, and this is their job. So we hope we try to put the most effort. So that you could get something in return, and we really hope that no matter how big or small your contribution was, I'm really sorry that nobody paid €1,000 for his beer to go, but what can you do?
I actually asked him on camera if the car finishes, will you remove your beer? And he said no. He said
no, because
I actually believe
he really appreciates his beer, or he trusted the car to finish.
I tell you. He will cut his beard when he goes under 8. This you
will
said.
You do this?
And for
he said it multiple times.
And for that, you will have to wait.
You will have to wait because the cars of Kostas is, guess what, broken.
Guys, again, describing you this experience is something that I think really doesn't work. We can actually tell you how it was driving in the night in Ascari with an open top car, having the moon
I cannot tell
light.
I wasn't
he
there.
cannot tell you, but I can tell you, and he can tell you how it was driving in the night in Ascari with full moon lighting the whole track.
Or the sun coming up.
The sun coming out in the morning. All this stuff we can actually tell you, but it's nothing if you cannot see the imagery. And this time we're very lucky because with your help, there is actually imagery. So I want you to see this trailer that we put together with a lot of love. And if you really enjoy it, I want you to comment. We need you to share this thing.
Exactly.
We want more people not to watch our videos. That is cool, but we want more people to attempt doing stupid stuff.
Exactly.
Like this. More people following the dreams. Your dream might be driving from France to the ring and driving the track. Your dream might be driving all around Europe to do a stupid race. Your dream might be just arriving at a local track and do a couple of laps. Whatever is your dream, and no matter what people say to you, you can be a one lap hero or a multiple lap hero.
And it's never too late. It's never too late because remember. So the actual car, and this is something that we already said in the big video that you will see. The car is actually a metaphor for that. It's never too late. A car that was at the end
of its life,
life cycle was reborn and achieved more in 24 months than it did in the previous 20 years.
In the full 20 years.
And it certainly is not dead. The car
and it's not dead. Very much.
With your help and your positive energy, there is much more coming.
Yes, hopefully, yes.
Motherfuckers, it's a pleasure to call you friends, huh?
Likewise. Prost.
Enjoy.
It's not a shot.
I can't keep up with these guys.